Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel or welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about a little situation that happened back in 2014 though.
I don't remember the exact year.
We don't remember the exact year, but somebody almost broke into our house. I don't know if a thief them come for thief or if a dirt them come for dirt or what, but listen and hear how the story went.
This is not just like a one-time situation. It's like a multiple times, but this is just one scenario. So it's not like the first time persons try breaking.
Yeah.
But this is just one scenario because it was funny at the time. It was funny, and you want to get to that story. Even when it happened,
it never funny to me.
Even when time it happened, alright, we get to that story.
Yeah.
Like the only way you could have literally come in is if you're dead asleep or you're dead in a house, like, or somebody let them in. You're not gonna really come in that easy unless you try to come through the roof or somebody let you in. They did try to enter from the roof. Yeah, it was about 11 o'clock.
About 11 o'clock. At the time, both of us plus my sister, we sleep in one room. We have two beds and we sleep in one room. So, we watch TV and
let me break this down. The house probably have 8 bedrooms, if not more. But my sisters at the time were scared to sleep alone. Because remember what I said, persons would try to break in previously. Yeah. So it's not like, oh, you guys are why 3 persons in one room or whatever. Regardless, we don't even care. It's just they're scared. Well, after my sister, she grew up and she get braver. We wouldn't even go downstairs by
herself. Like, it was that bad.
It was that bad. We wouldn't even go downstairs by ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? I was the first one that started to go downstairs because downstairs was pitch black. It was dark. The lights weren't turned on because I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating, but the house was so big that you could stay upstairs and it was enough space that persons could be on one side and you wouldn't even see them for even the entire day. You wouldn't see them.
My big problem was me afraid say me go back up in a dopey yard, like,
and it wasn't like you're gonna think that you're gonna actually like walk into somebody. You knew that for somebody to reach inside here, they would have to literally,
we don't know, but
enter from the roof or enter from the ground. One out of the two.
Yeah.
Because everywhere is grill. My dad, he lives, I don't want to say exactly where, but he lives on one particular side of the building, and then we're living. We shout downstairs and that person wouldn't even hear you.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that was one reason why you were scared, because you had to run back to even just the shout to let someone know that something's wrong, right?
Yeah.
So imagine, and one thing that was scary, persons would say, if you see a dopey or a ghost, whichever you call it, the ghost would dumb you, like you can't talk.
I cuss bad words to make sure say dopey them run.
You can't talk.
Alright, but we'll get into the story and you guys gonna hear how your girl act in the situation. Okay, so one night,
it's like you wanna catch these guys, but yeah.
So we were in the room. My smallest sister, it's 3 of us, bear in mind. So he's the older one than me. He's the oldest, I'm the older, and then I have my smallest sister. And we were watching WWE SmackDown. I fell asleep before him, and suddenly we heard this big
thump, like someone.
Big boom.
This is my explanation of the sound. It sounded like someone, like,
I don't know what fell, but it sounds
like a hammer or something fell from someone.
Yeah, like
on the
some
roof. So you
that
could hear
sound-
it fall, then you could hear it slide off like it was sliding, right?
yeah. So
Or someone fell and they're running off because now they hear you, right? Or they think they hear you. You hear them.
yeah.
So they fall and then they're running off. So you could hear their footstep. Or it's a tool like a hammer or something, whatever they're trying to use to enter from.
We
the
don't
room.
know. But that sound,
don't know.
that sound,
It
that
was
sound
really
was
loud. Like
really
if
loud.
you didn't hear it, you're probably dead. Like that's how loud it was.
Yeah. So then after hearing that sound, I'm not a light sleeper. Like as young as I am up till now, I'm not a light
We're
sleeper.
not a light sleeper. You can walk.
My
past us
smallest
and
sister is a light sleeper because that shit didn't wake her up. Girl there in Cloud9 still. I kid you not. My
But let
friend
me
in
say this. Let
Cloud9.
me say this. If I was supposed to go to war with any one of my sisters, it would be she. She's not scared. She's more like the person's like, let's catch them. This one.
Me don't like problem. Set me out of it. Me don't like problem.
my younger sister or my youngest sister, she's more like, let's react. What are we gonna do? She's like, let's run.
Let's run. Let's get out of here because the girl don't like problem. Me don't like trouble. Problem. Just I really don't. Me don't like stress.
She's not the violent type of person.
Violent. Me not violent.
So she'll
not
more
violent,
like call the
but-
police. She'll call the police.
Yeah, call the
or-
police, my friend.
When I say
because-
violent, I mean like defending yourself. I mean defending yourself. She'll hide or she'll call the police, which I'm not saying it's wrong. Whatever you want to do, but I'm saying
Don't make me
she'll
think
call
look soft. Don't make me think look soft, you. Cause when me ready, pull up. That's on P.
You remember one time when you called me to beat up a boy?
Yeah, that's a next story. Yeah. That's a next story when I was getting bullied. Anyways, we're straight from the argument in my youth.
Alright.
Anyways, so after hearing that loud noise, our first instinct was to call our dad. So I instantly got up.
And
We looked at
both-
each other. We looked at each other.
We both. It wasn't like you had to communicate.
Okay, to know that
To know what was happening.
there's
So-
something wrong. We got up, we knew something was wrong, and we instantly yelled and said, "Daddy!" And I thought
Yeah.
that's what run them.
Yeah, I think that one was because what I thought was we didn't exactly thought that they were trying to enter. We knew it was the roof, but you know, you have a roof, then you have a ceiling bed. So we thought what happened was they fell through the ceiling bed and was actually inside of the house. So we thought they were already inside of the house.
So at this point,
we shouted
we shouted
at him. 'Cause
we shouted and
he
said,
didn't
"Daddy!"
but he didn't answer.
He didn't answer.
He didn't answer. But he heard. But he didn't answer. That's because he thought the same thing too. He thought, because his reaction was, I thought they were inside of the house. But he was thinking, oh, they're on our side and they're in there with us. So he's not answering us. And we're saying, he didn't hear.
Oh, so yeah, you feel like they know we
He thought
that's why
he
we
was,
scream.
they came in on us. So he
Oh.
heard us scream, but he wasn't gonna answer because if he answered,
Sir,
they're gonna
and
know
they
where he's
at.
Okay.
So he's there preparing himself. We're not gonna tell you prepare himself. What we mean, but prepare himself.
So he's there and he's like, okay, he's ready. So he's coming. But I was like, remember I tell you, I didn't know that he heard what happened. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go get him. So I don't remember, I think I pulled the door and I came out.
Yeah.
And they locked the door, they closed the door after me.
Yeah.
So then that's when I went to the room door and I knocked. When I knocked, I said, Daddy, I hear him whisper. Yeah. He whispered, he said yes. But he thought that someone was telling me to come and get him.
Yeah.
So he turned the door off. So what he did was, I don't want to tell you, we have like a...
We have a little
We have a system.
secret
We have a system that we do.
Yeah.
So anyways, he came out, and I don't wanna say whatever, but we have a system.
Yeah, so eventually we all went. Eventually my brother was there, and guess what I did? My sister was still asleep. Tell me why this girl. Tell me why this chicken. She's
still
out.
asleep.
She's knocked out. You know what I did? So now we had to stay in our father's room.
But even when I got through to my dad, he still didn't believe that I was the only one, that no one was inside. So even when he got and he saw me, he was still hesitant on going to my sister's because he wasn't sure. He wasn't sure if I was being tricked or someone told me to listen. If you don't go get your father, I'm gonna kill your sister then. So he's not sure, right? So he's still hesitant. So he's still questioning me. He's like, listen, them in our house, yes or no? Them in our house, yes or no? It's not that he's scared. He just want to know that, listen, I'm not calling him out here because, listen, the moment he comes out and he's down, that's it for us.
Yeah.
Right? Even though I know what my reaction is gonna be too. I'm not just gonna let my dad go like that. But I'm saying, he's down. Who else is gonna be? You know?
Eventually, I took my little sister up and I hold her in my arms and I brought her to my father's room. And yeah, she was still asleep. And then we were all in the room and my father was.
My younger sister had zero care. Zero care.
My girl, she was snoring.
It was like
we wanted the place to be so we close. We
She was on vacation. That's
she was on a vacation.
She was on a vacation.
Okay, boo.
She cared zero, and this was in not just this situation, every single situation.
So yeah, my dad, he went out and he checked. Like circle inside the house first while we close the grill.
So, mind you, now we weren't sure if they were still inside the house. So my dad's first reaction was, listen, let's get can I call the name?
Who?
Can I call like your own name? Alright, let's get our sisters or his kids in one room, right? His kids in one room. That's his room. That's the most secured room in the house. Like, if you can get into that room, trust me, you can get into anywhere.
The whole house quiet, and tell me why. We don't know if anybody in the house or what. Tell me why our little sister went and... This was her.
Yeah, she was
She
snoring.
started making noise. So that noise...
But we didn't care. We know that we're gonna exit. We're gonna exit out the room.
My heart started pump because she's now making noise. I'm already scared. She's now making noise. So I held her mouth and I'm like, please don't wake up, don't wake up, don't wake up, because every single time
she was covering my younger sister. Small.
My heart was beating. It reached to the point where I started to sweat. My hands start to sweat, my feet is sweating, my body's starting to get like cold chills, and they told me to stand behind the TV. People, why would you tell me to stand behind the TV now?
So it's a huge TV, and it's on a stand, right? But it's pushed against a corner. So we put her behind the corner. So okay, if you have a 90 degrees, a corner 90 degrees like this, the TV is pushed against the corner. So we put her behind the TV in the corner.
While I was behind the TV, I started to get a panic attack and I was like, Daddy, call the police. Call the police.
Mind you, we're on a manhunt. We're trying to get these guys, right? You just try to break in.
And I'm trying to just
whatever you're trying to do, we're going to do it 10 times better. Okay? So now, she's behind the TV. My sister is sleeping. All I could hear is, Daddy, call the police. Me and my dad, we never ever call the police. Like the only time we call the police was because of her. Like, and it's not a bad thing. If you want to call the police, it's up to you, right?
People call the police.
And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying your reaction time and the police reaction time is two different reaction time, right? And when I was younger, I used to think the same thing, like, oh, someone's breaking in, you're gonna call the police. Then I think, like, growing up with my dad, seeing it was normal, like, okay, your first reaction is to protect yourself, and then if you have to call the police after, you call the police, right? But she was so scared, all I could hear was, call the police, Daddy, call the police, please, please, Daddy.
I reached to the point where I have to be begging to
She
call
was
the
like,
police.
please.
I was begging to
She was crying. She was
I
crying.
started crying.
She was crying. She was like, call the police, please. You could hear that.
I don't know if I was about to pass out or what.
You could hear the fear. You could hear the fear. I remember one time I walked around there and was like, stopping eyes. Like, tapping eyes, literally stopping eyes, because you can't make them hear. You don't want to hear them. You want them feel like you them.
Yeah, but at the same time, call the freaking police. People, there's nobody in the house, and the smartest thing is to keep your guards up, but call the police. I think that's the smartest thing. Why the hell do you want to catch the men?
Smart. I'm not saying it's smart, but you have to understand that you have females are.
It's not a female thing. I do not care. Call the police while you're on your guard.
Yeah,
call
but
the
you
police.
might be scared. I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking, and Daddy's thinking. We're thinking. Listen, if these guys entered the house, you know what would have happened? These guys probably would have killed all of us. So if I have the chance to take these guys out, why am I gonna give that chance up?
That is true, but I don't want any dead spirit on the land where I live.
I don't care.
I would pack my bag.
Let me ask you a question. You want to be the dead spirit on the land, or should they be?
No, but if somebody died there, I'd pack my bag and go to St. Elizabeth and live with my grandma.
No, but I'm saying if at that time they entered the house, you would be the dead spirit in that house.
I know, God forbid, but I know. Like, if the police, murder they run, people.
No, but somebody,
run and
if they enter the house, somebody would die that day. Somebody would have been dead that day.
yeah.
So I'm saying, would it be you or them? Which one?
Well, me don't know, cause you have bad man daddy.
It's not you no know. It's not you no know. It's not you no know. It's a choice.
But the thing is, people, we don't know how much men are out there,
It
right?
doesn't matter.
So if and you don't want a shootout to even start. Let's make it clear, because you don't know how a one man pan God, only God know how much man out there. One person pan only God know how much man outside. So I wanna stray from the story. It reached I was begging for them to call the police till it reached the point. Listen, it reached to a laughing stock point when I started to fart on myself.
So all I could hear, remember, we're on a manhunt, you know, and all I could hear is.
And when we start to pop down the place, people,
I laugh. We start laugh. We start laugh. We can't hold it. I laugh. Me start laugh. My daddy start laugh.
But
it's
never
two
laugh.
we start dead with laugh. I mean, I tell us, we not even in business. Them they don't hear we at the time. I laugh. We are laughing. Laugh and kill me. You see when Queen says she am kill me, laugh and kill me.
But
no.
But I the laugh, them a laugh.
Me a laugh cause in my head, you know, when me hear that, you know, me I said, no man. Me said, told my father, sorry for you, you know. I first my daddy ever called 911 so quick, you know, man. Daddy call 911 and 911 or 119, whatever it be. I may not even know a number because I not call police. And my father call them. Oh gosh, man. My father have to go around there as daddy would have said, me have to coax him. Me have to coax him and I tell him, say, me call them to come. Them a come. This is when I'm afraid. Me say when I take him out, I saw him a shake.
So me did they and me start let go the fart them me I say, oh God, your teeth them not catch me now. Me say, mighty God, hear me to me bottom now. Me I say, Jesus, just hold you.
So she try to hold it but she can't hold it because
I'm trying to hold it but it's not working.
It not work.
It not work. So So at this point, my father called the police now, give them the address, and I saw them and talk on the phone.
They reach there super quick, you know, like
The police
8 minutes
them-
they reach, or 5 minutes they reach there.
The police them reach ASAP.
Them
The man them
the
no
man
wait
them
till the
legit-
gate pull.
The man them now wait till the gate pull.
Missy.
I saw the man them moving like a
five
SWAT.
police
You don't see man them do say, you don't see when the man them jump
Well, me
out,
see that now.
I be a 6 months man them have.
When me see that
As a
now,
little you, me feel like that inspire me. Me say, them man a police wanted.
when me see that now, me say yes, come in police. I know me want things go on.
Cause
Me don't want to put
now
on
we're in our house. Now we're in our house. So we are guard from in our house. And them are clear outside. Now mind you, a garden, you call it a garden or a farm, is on the opposite side of the house. Right? I remember me just see the police. Me see the police them jump off of a jeep and them just a bail off. Them just a bail off like this and them just a run out. And me just see like me don't know if the team leader, me just see them not said nothing. The man them
They
literally
not
I just saw them a move. I just saw you just see one in front, him just a do so. Like him a say two, so. And them go so. And them gone over this and them gone over this. And then they see one of them say, one of them a pull the gate and it's like two more around the back and them a say, pull which gate? I open the wall. One a pull the gate and me tell you say like the rest of them can't wait. Them a say, no man, you can't make him and them get wet. The man them bail over the wall. I say man them, all the man that pull the gate now but pull the gate. I bail him bail over. And mind you, the gate is at least as tall as probably the gate.
The gate tall.
The gate tall, probably around 8 feet tall.
I don't know, a 2-car police did come, a beer man missy come out.
Beer man
missy come out and me start
and
feeling better.
the man them bail off and the man them start circling house. And they make one call. Them say one call and them say stay in. One call, them say stay in. Because them don't want you to come out and them shoot you. Because remember them not checking up. Them not checking anybody, them say what they say them are wire, you know.
Yeah, but because my father did want to come down now. The police
daddy say to them, say, man, pull the door and make them come in. He say, stay in. Because anybody him sit on the outside, him a wire, you know. So when them start do so now and then currently house now, my father said to them, say them can't get in. And him have to let them in. So that's when him come down now. And something. But then him talk to them. Him you know, you have to talk, you have to communicate with police because police are Jamaican and give you a chance. Right? From them here say gunman in a place or whatever, man, or house breaking, them not give you a chance. From them see you, them not want to know if not but or whatever. From them see you, a trigger play. So alright.
I feel like them police are no bad man. Me feel like back then.
And I feel like say some no, me not said no police. Yeah, wicked man policeman. But that night when me see them police there.
No police know where I stand up for them people. Police know where I come for serve.
And most of the police them when they come that night, them they have something for prove. I feel like it was like a group of friends and it's who first can catch him. I feel like that was the plan. Like it was a group of friends and it was like who first can catch him. You get me? I say, you know how Jamaicans stay already. It's like who first can get him. If my father let them in and then them come inside, he must say to them say him already search the place and whatever. Him not see them inside, him don't know if them in a ceiling bed or whatever. The police said to him say, we're gonna go up on the roof. The police want to go up on the roof, but my father said to him say no, him don't want them go up on the roof. Because when you walk on the roof you can actually sink the roof. So that is expensive. Them go up on it, them not go walk careful. Them are just walk on it but sink the roof and then the repair if you fix a roof is nothing less than $2 million. If you put a roof on a well at the time if you send somebody on your roof, it will cost a piece of money.
The police them
circle.
Them
go in a ceiling bed. Them go in a ceiling bed.
Yeah.
Them never see nobody. Them did that. And my father they have a bar in our house. At the time him they have a bar. And them did drink. Them did it for hours. And something I could have them a laugh and a give joke and one bag or something. And then drinks, liquor and whatever.
Yeah, but if you want order,
yeah,
about an hour.
And them laugh and them
until the clock hit around after 12. I go to 1 o'clock. And stuff.
It passed that long time.
Yeah, it passed that long time. Yeah. True, because the next morning I was devastated to go to school. When the police them gone and stuff, my father come back up and for the night they will sleep in a film room. And for like 6 months to a year after that, a film room we sleep in because that Me personally,
She afraid.
that messed with my brain.
Traumatized.
I was so traumatized. Like, me no wish that upon nobody. Like, I knew, like, if anybody had came in the house, I would literally, probably the fear alone would knock me out, because if fear was overtaking me that much, me not see nobody. Just thinking about the unknown is already making me have a panic attack. God forbid, I don't want to ever encounter in a situation where I'm me face to face with a human. My father give me asthma pump and he start laugh after me.
So
They give me asthma pump, people.
So I used to have asthma, right? When I was way younger. So you could hear her breath leaving her. Like she was wheezing, they call it wheezing. Wheeze. She was wheezing, so my dad gave her the asthma pump. But we laughed so hard. Up to now, if I call Daddy and I said, Daddy, remember when the man them that breaking on Arisa area, whatever, we have a laugh. We have, like, it never get old. Like somebody remember a joke out of it. Like somebody ever remember a joke out of it. So yeah.
Why? I don't know, my life flash before my eyes. I'm there at school, I don't know if I learn the next day. No, true, I don't know if I learn. I don't know if I learn the next day.
Like I said, we kind of have like a, what's it called? Strategies. Or she knows some, you know some, right?
Me never too want know none, cause too want know none. So yeah.
And my mom, she was worried about her. My mom is a super, like, how should I say it? She's
superhero.
not like superhero, but I'm saying she's like super like protective. So my mom's like, okay, you see, like even me saying that I'm going outside with my dad,
Canada,
even
come like she want fly on water top.
She would have fly on water top come for her, you know.
We are talking so.
Like even not just like Orisi alone, like in general. Like
our mom said
we should tell you guys about this story. We have a lot of stories, but some stories I'm not really interested to speak about. But
we probably can't talk about when somebody come over grandma house go in a night.
I don't think I want to talk about that one.
Alright, we're not gonna talk about that one. Then
not every story I want to. If she want to do it, she'll do it. But I don't want to talk about it.
Alright, we're not gonna talk about it. But yeah, my granny scared me again because my granny, when my granny get up out of her sleep, yeah, my granny, oi!
My grandma, she don't wait normal, you know.
She don't wait normal, you know.
Take time to try, you know. I saw she waking up.
So somebody out the door, my granny get up and say, oi! That oi they alone run them. Jesus and Santa Cruz police, Jesus Christ, the Santa Cruz police take half an hour to 1 hour to reach.
And drive past the house.
And drive past the house.
And drive again.
And them name Rookie and the police them they are Rookie.
And when them come out of the car, them
man never walk so to make the teeth them.
The man never take time to walk and come up in the yard, and then you see one of them take off him a Glock him take off and him select it. Me I say, brother, I find out my station you have to select that.
Right. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Like, comment and subscribe.
But our grandma, she lives at a different location, so it's not like we're with her dad. When we're with her dad, it's different from our grandma. I don't have a say so. It's like if they're trying to do something where it's not even like that bad. It's probably like one time someone like ran through the yard or something. So it wasn't that serious. Yeah,
but like, comment and subscribe, and if you have any video ideas, you can leave it down below in the comment section, because I'm really thinking hard about video ideas to do and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll see you next time. Deuces.